Hi everyone, I am Jinlan.
And I am Tara.
Hi. So, a few months ago, I met Tara at a Buddhist group on Facebook and became friends after we exchanged some of our experiences and perspectives on Buddha Dharmas. Our conversations were always so exciting and inspiring because we came from such different backgrounds. Tara grew up in the United States with a Christian background, and I grew up in China with a materialist, science-loving background. A year ago, I had experienced some incredible events, and I had an epiphany that sparked my spiritual awakening. I realized that my real world is much bigger than I always believed. It's infinity. So I became a serious Buddhist and in love with the Buddha's teachings ever since. So one time when Tara and I were talking about the virtue of Tao, she mentioned that she wanted to learn in Chinese. I thought I would like to teach her Chinese from the sutras because each of the words in the sutras means a lot more than the English translations I read from the internet. Tara loved this idea and we started to plan how to do it. Then we thought the way we are learning from each other can benefit the public and inspire more people's spiritual awakening as well. So we decided to share our classes on YouTube and welcome more people to join our Zoom class for live participations. So now let me introduce myself briefly, then I will let Tara introduce herself. I'm a first-generation immigrant from China, and I reside in Mill Valley, California. I used to be a businesswoman and got an economics degree from Wellesley College. Now I am a full-time nonfiction writer. I wrote 2 books, Powered by Wellesley and Awakening. I'm working on the 3rd book called The Power of Mantra, and I plan to write 10 books about the Buddha Dharmas because I have so many exciting discoveries I would like to share and hope to ignite more people's interests in spiritual cultivation and self-realization because the world will be brighter with the sage's wisdom. Now I'm giving the mic to Tara. Hi, Tara, please.
Hello, Jen. Thank you so much. I cannot tell you how thrilled I am. And every word you say resonates so well. The joy, the expression of this subject is so fascinating. I was born, my father was a Christian pastor, an ordained Southern Baptist minister, an artist, very, very deep into eschatology and the Greek scriptures and, very fundamentalist, my parents. But I began to realize that maybe I wasn't, maybe at age 12 to 15, and I became getting into other different religions. I became similar to a modern Chinese. I became very much an atheist and a communist and very anti everything my parents were, which is a common thing that kids do, of course. But the most wonderful thing is after that phase, I got into studying Taoism and Buddhism. And this is where it really resonated with me. For about 9 years, I was meditating, and I had a lot of suffering in my life that I needed to deal with, really intense things. And Buddhism helped, and through that process, was able to reach a level of peace that I had never had before, through the use of mantra, through the help of different bodhisattvas, and reconnecting with teachers that really let me realize that that's my path, and that's really where I am, where I come from. I'm a bodhisattva. I've made that vow in past lives, and yeah. So, and I'm continuing that in this life as a Buddhist, as a Mahayana Buddhist does. I'm so excited to learn Chinese. I plan on learning it this year. I've been learning about 3 months, and I'm getting to learn from these sutras and from such a intelligent and well studied and fascinating and wonderful person. I feel deeply grateful, deeply thankful, and so excited to begin this class. Thank you, Jen.
That's wonderful. Yes, I'm very excited for doing this project with you, and we will have another friend to join us later. So we just move on now. Okay. So if he comes, then we let him in. So now let me introduce the contents that will be in this program. And because we want to teach people from like zero foundations of Chinese. So we will also include the pinyin in this program, but I did not mention that in the contents. Just let you know that we will start from ground zero. So everybody who has an interest and want to learn, they can start from this program. Even though Heart Sutra is such a profound profound sutra, but don't worry, we will break down every word. So now let me introduce the main contents in this program. The first part, we will introduce the verse for opening a sutra by Wu Zetian, the Empress of Tang Dynasty. And then the second part is the verse of transference. Because in the Chinese tradition, probably in the Indian tradition too, but in the Chinese tradition, before we open a sutra, we recite this verse for opening a sutra to show our sincerity and to change our like a very scattered mindset to a focused mindset. So then when our learning started, it will be more efficient because we are like pouring our heart to learn these contents. Instead of like in a class, like I used to be in a class in Europe and the United States. In the class, students were chewing gums while talking to the professors. So we will not play that game, and we want to be serious. We can be fun and humorous, but our attitude is we want to learn this program with our heart, not with our brain. Because it doesn't mean you don't need to think at all. It just means with the heart observing our study, and everything will be easier and more efficient. We don't have to be like memorize everything like hundreds of times to learn something. When we use our heart to learn, it will stay there forever. So so that's why we also use the pattern of the Chinese people when they study a sutra. We recite the verse for opening a sutra, and then after that we study the contents. Then after the contents finished, then the sutra, then after we recited the sutra, then we recite the verse of transference to allow the merits, everything good, the benefits we accumulated, we want to transfer to the other lives, the other beings to benefit from us. This will help increase strengthen our compassion, because compassion is the highest wisdom of the universe. And if we just only care about what we learned, what are nurturing ourselves, we don't care about the other people's well-being or other lives' well-being, then the study won't be as efficient. And so to make ourselves better, at the same time make the world better, we want to transfer our accumulated merits and benefits to all other lives. And all three, they call 三世诸佛, means the past, present, and future Buddhas. Because every life is a future Buddha. So, and you and I are both future Buddhas. So when we say that, we also benefit ourselves. So then so the third part will be Heart Sutra in Chinese. Okay, so that's our contents. And then so now, because it's the first class, I won't go into the details. We will just to give a kind of vision for our viewers to know what the class will be like. So today we do not have much details. We have the main idea, the main pictures in our today's class. So the next part, I will read this. No, maybe I think I should give a little introduction about the verse for opening a sutra first. So the verse of opening a sutra by Wu Zetian, the empress of Tang Dynasty, is thought to be the most profound and influential opening verse, because they feel like people feel like nobody else, even though those ancient scholars were very highly educated, but nobody did a better job than hers. So her opening verse lasted for like 1300 years, about that time frame. So Tang Dynasty is one of the most successful dynasties of China, and its success include prosperous agriculture and industries, and even started the printing industry when this industry did not exist in the rest of the world. And a part of the reason the printing industry thrived is because Tang Dynasty built tons of thousands of temples, Buddhist temples, around the country, and all the temples needed to have the sutras. So if they just use people to copy word by word, it would be too slow. So somebody invented the printing technique. So printing industry started in Tang Dynasty. So that's one of China's four greatest invention, and maybe the rest of the world did not even know. But we Chinese know. We had the printing, paper, compass, and gunpowder. These four were China's four greatest invention. And then Tang Dynasty was very peace and safe, and history recorded that at most of that dynasty, people did not even need to lock their doors, and there was no thieves and very few violence, because people were focused on cultivate their spirit from within instead of going out to find the means to chase material stuffs from outside. So it came out that actually it was the most prolific dynasty in Chinese history. And also it had, still today, it had thrived literature works, poetry, and even they had the talk shows. So they started those talk shows in those like a tea house, restaurant, and somebody would give some stories of the, those stories in the Buddhist sutras. Also some sages, some other famous literatures, stories, they have such things started in Tang Dynasty, right? So it's not today's talk show in the West, but we have our Chinese version of a talk show. We had like a one-person talk show and a two-person. There are two-person talk show called 相声. It's two people. One tell the main story. The other one poke questions and respond to the main figure. It's like now you and me. Yeah, but we will have more to just make the study more interesting. And then also, unlike in the West, China had a very harmonious relationship between the Taoist and the Buddhist schools. And the Taoists embraced Buddhism instead of rejecting them, and they exclude them and think ours is the best and theirs is no good. They embraced each other, so that's very, very good. So now I will read the opening verse in Chinese. Then I will let Tara read the translation in English. So in the future, I will break down word by word and also teach the pinyin in detail. Today, we just give a main idea, okay? So let me start by reading this Kaijin Ji. Right, in the future, we will also start with 5 minutes meditation to bring back our thoughts to focus on the learning. But today we save that time for the introduction to give more time for the students. So 开经记 or 开经节, this word has two ways of pronunciation. 开经节, 无上甚深微妙法，百千万劫难遭遇。我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。Tara, please read the translation.
Certainly. Translation of the verse of opening sutra. The unsurpassed, profound, and wonderful Dharma is difficult to encounter in hundreds of millions of eons. I now see and hear it, receive and uphold it, and I vow to fathom the Tathagata's true meaning.
Thank you. Now let me read the transfer verse, or the verse of transference. 回向集 Okay. 回向集 愿以此功德庄严佛净土，上报四重恩，下济三途苦。若有见闻者， 悉发菩提心，尽此一报身，同生极乐国。
So
Tara, please,
beautiful.
Tara, please read the translation.
Of course. May the merit and virtue accrued from this work adorn the Buddha's pure lands, repaying 4 kinds of kindness above, and aiding those suffering in the paths below. May those who see and hear of this all bring forth the resolve for Bodhi, and when this retribution body is over, be born again, or born together in ultimate bliss.
Thank you. Very beautiful. Yeah. Then now we just learned the name of this sutra. The full name of the Heart Sutra is, in Chinese, is 般若波罗蜜多心经. 般若, in translation, if we direct translate into Chinese or English, you find the dictionary says it's wisdom. But why it did not say wisdom instead of 般若is because it's way beyond the wisdom that we usually think. So because it has much richer wisdom than we know, and the Chinese, both Chinese and the English cannot contain the full meaning. So we, the Chinese people just moved left the original sound into its translation. So the word here doesn't mean, if you read word by word, it doesn't mean wisdom, but it's just these 2 words together means way beyond wisdom. So it's the wisdom of the universe. In Chinese, the way of wisdom, and even in English, I think it's just mean human beings' wisdom from the judging mind, from the left brain, from our experience. But this borrowed wisdom is not from the judging mind. It's from the source of the universe, and it comes in from our right brain. Interesting. That's your intuition. So this teaching teaches you how to quiet your left mind and allow your intuition downloaded directly from the source of the universe to your brain, and so you know. And the 波罗蜜多 paramita, yeah. 波罗蜜多 means it's a wisdom that can take you from this 4-dimension world or 3-dimension, 4-dimension world to the infinite dimension, the world of infinite dimension, which is the ultimate truth. And when you reach that dimension, you will have infinite wisdom and can know anything and can do anything. So this sutra take you from here, from your limited world to the world of infinity. So it's a sutra to liberate you, especially for those people who feel limited and suffering. This sutra is the best. Actually, it's best for anybody. It's just for those people, it's a more urgent or more direct solution. Yeah.
Might I interject for a moment that to the people who don't know, to our viewers, I'm not an authority. I'm really here learning myself. I'm in your place as the person who's learning this. But I have read the sutra before, and also the also it is the most incredible, liberating, beautifully spoken words, so valuable, like nothing else I've ever encountered. There are other sutras that are longer versions of the Heart Sutra, but this, it will open your mind in the most beautiful way and is a great joy, a great pleasure, a great sweetness just to listen to. It's amazing. I'm so excited to be learning. Jin, thank you.
Yeah, very welcome. I'm learning too. And in you remind me of myself that I actually read the sutra 10 years ago, and I thought I understood it, but I actually did not really understand it. I really I mean, I was clicked just a year ago. A year ago, I realized what I thought it was talking about is totally different with, you know, what the sutra was conveying. And because I did not have the practice before, so I could not get it. And this time I practiced meditation first, so let my mind opened first, then I started, so I clicked very quick. So that's why I can never get bored reading this sutra again and again and again and forever.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
and
such a
I'm so excited to share with anyone, everybody. Yeah. So
yes.
because we have a few minutes left, so I will move very fast. And then, so the Buddha's teaching in Chinese is three things: 闻思修, observing, contemplating, and practice. To practice what? Practice precepts, meditation, and so then eventually we will obtain wisdom. And the wisdom is actually not obtained from outside, it's all inside ourselves. We just need to learn how to open the door of wisdom. Yeah. And then now I will teach some pinyin. I will move very fast because we don't have much time left. But I will teach you how to practice yourself. So now let me read the 韵母表 a o i u ü I A W ao o yo ye yue an yin wen yun ang yin on. And then there is another 声母表. So this is, very similar to the English. That's why Chinese people who speak standard Mandarin, they pronounce English perfectly. But Mandarin is not my mother tongue, so that's why my English is not so perfect. I have a very heavy accent, but I try. So, but my Mandarin is, although it's not 100% perfect, it probably is about 90%. So it works. And 声母表 bo po mo fu de t n l g k h ji, qi, xi, zhi, chi, shi, ri, zi, ci, si, yi, wu. And then we have the tones, right? So we just now use the first letter ah to practice, and then you can repeat when I say ah 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 ah, and then you can say oh 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 You can do all of this with the other, in the other table, the first table. You can do this for everyone to practice your pronunciation. So now we practice. I say ah, you say ah, okay? Ah,
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 ah. The second one, ah.
ah,
Ah has a turn. Ah,
ah, ah,
ah.
ah.
Can you see the difference? Ah,
Oh,
ah, 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 ah.
ah, ah. Falling tone. So mid-tone, rising tone, then what's the third one? And then the falling tone. Is that right?
You remember it this way. So the first one is flat. Ah, right. Right, the first one, right. Then the last one is ah, right. It's like from the right. So the difficult one, even for myself, is the second one and the third one. And the third one has a turn. Right. Right. And the second one doesn't have a turn. Just
easy. It's wonderful.
Yeah. So yeah. Yes, perfect. Yeah. So, and then homework for pinyin, and write each word at least 5 times. If you have time, write 10 times. And when you write, you read it, right? So when you write you write 10 and read 10 right? The reason I let you do 10 times is after you did 10 times, it will stay in your long-term memory. If you only did 3 or 4 times, it will be forgotten very quick. So just do this 6 letters. You write 10 times and read 10 times. Yeah.
I'll get it.
And
so excited.
Yeah, so because I learn English, right? So I have the experience of how to learn a foreign language efficiently. And so I would share my experience with you too. So save your...
viewers, I don't know Chinese yet. I'm learning Chinese, but I learned Thai, which has 5 tones. And all I can say is just keep going. It'll be okay. It's not immediately obvious, and I'm not sure. It may be that it can be hard, but don't give up. It's worth it. So wonderful.
Right, I forgot you speak Thai. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yes. So, any questions?
Let's see. I think I don't have any questions immediately because I understand most things here. I suppose on behalf of the viewer who might not know, the Lotus Sutra, where does this originally come from? Do you know? Do we know?
No, this is not Lotus Sutra. Sorry, I remind you.
You don't need the answer.
Sorry. in this program, we are only talking about the Heart Sutra. Yeah. So Lotus Sutra, we might mention it if it's related at some place, but this program is for Heart Sutra.
I would say I'm so sorry. Actually, I spoke incorrectly. Yeah, I meant to say Heart Sutra.
Yeah.